Harvey Feinberg described neoevolution in his TED Talk as a new form of evolution, not guided naturally, but rather guided and chosen by us as individuals in the choices that we make. Neoevolution is a form of evolution through which human intervention shapes the path that humankind will take in the future. Of the topics discussed in this week's resources, gene altering and bioengineering is something I find the most interesting and also the most frightening for the future of humankind. Michael Best describes the interventions with this technology potentially the most powerful because it doesn't just modify a single individual. It has the potential to modify entire lineages by passing these changes on through generations. These kinds of genetic interventions have the potential to redesign both the human body and mind. One example of this technology in use is that of Ashanti Da Silva, who was born with a genetic disorder in which her cells did not produce the necessary protein ADA. A team of doctors essentially extracted her blood and were able to insert working versions of the ADA gene and then inject her own repaired cells back into her body. A person who would have likely succumbed to her illness was kept alive and healthy by human and technological interventions. The potential benefits of gene altering and bioengineering are definitely health and medicine related. Paul Root-Wolpe, in his TED Talk, brought up the concept of basically growing human body parts. I think an ear was his example, on the skin of rats. Best spoke of advancements in pharmaceuticals as well as another trend in neoevolutionism. We can see the benefits every day, from life-saving vaccines and medications that dramatically improve the quality of life for people who suffer from various illnesses. Potential drawbacks come in various forms. The idea that these advancements are a slippery slope is a big issue. Best states that technologies of healing will be inseparable from technologies of enhancement. When we are able to perfect a technology used one way, it inevitably finds other uses, especially when such technologies could be very profitable in the private sector. Other drawbacks can be seen in Fukuyama's article. Although life has been prolonged through advancements in medicine, with life expectancies rapidly increasing, it will have profound implications for the political and demographic future of the world. Wolpe's TED Talk put a lot into perspective for me as far as the moral and ethical concerns of neoevolutionism. Technology has empowered us to make life-altering decisions that will affect humans and our planet both immediately and down the road. The first ethical and moral question to ask is a ridiculously simple one, and that is this okay? Personally, I don't think it is moral or ethical to do the types of things that we're doing. It may immediately provide positive results in the form of life-saving advancements in health and medicine, but down the road it may become that slippery slope. To create hybrid animals used for our own personal gain or for military uses, to insert electrodes into their brains and manipulate them, taking away any autonomy that animal had, or to use this technology to create designer pets, or even worse, designer children. We're taking into our own hands what it means to be human, what we were meant to be through traditional evolution by altering the natural course of humanity. Who are we to make those decisions? Who gets to decide what's right and what's wrong? And how do we regulate those kinds of advancements? And worse, how will we protect those kinds of technologies from falling into the wrong hands or being used for very bad things? Whether we should continue to pursue this kind of technology is difficult for me to answer. On one hand, it could represent helping people live healthier and happier lives. I mean, imagining if we could isolate the genes that cause certain diseases and disorders and repair or replace them. That's pretty amazing to think about. On the other hand, bioengineering beings that do not have the ability to consent is morally and ethically wrong to me and against my beliefs. But therein lies the problem. So how do we say one use is right while another is wrong? Technology is moving so fast that our laws and beliefs just can't seem to catch up. Unless we seriously take a step back and look at what we as a species believes to be morally and ethically okay, we shouldn't continue to pursue this form of technology.